I am Vesna Perisic, originally from Croatia, now from Southampton. I will say a few words about what is going on in terms of e-assessment in the School of Mathematics at the University of Southampton. In the focus of my talk is our STUCK project, and the names of the people involved with the project are given on this slide. Outline of my presentation is as follows. Where are we with e-assessment, feedback, and the STUCK project? Where are we going with e-assessment, and the references? So, where are we with e-assessment? Over the last 3 years, we have been using e-assessment in coursework and for formative assessment in Year 1 and Year 2 modules for mathematics and engineering students. For example, calculus driving test was developed to support students' transition to the higher education, that is, to prevent students from forgetting their A-level material. It's still relevant. This year, for the first time, a final exam was an e-assessment exam. Mainly, we have been using Davis, with the brilliant technical support provided by the Davis team at the UVE Bristol. Thanks, Rhys. Rationale behind the STUCK project is to use e-assessment for computational tasks and to free up time to provide high-quality one-to-one assessment and feedback on more cognitive tasks higher up in Bloom's taxonomy, to the first-year students in their weekly problem sheets. The project is aiming to resolve the long-standing frustration with feedback or feedback graveyard, called so by Naomi Winston in her keynote lecture at the CHEP Festival of Learning and Teaching last year in Southampton. Feedback is essential for student learning. Giving feedback is time-consuming, resource-intense, and often ignored by the students. How to design an effective feedback process is a long-standing problem. First, let me describe our current practice with Year 1 Maths module. A student submits weekly coursework. The coursework gets marked and returned to the student. Many students do not collect their marked work and hence don't act on the feedback given and miss a valuable learning opportunity. Our proposal to redesign the weekly problem sheets is as follows. For the computational questions, we want to use e-assessment system, STUCK this time, where feedback is embedded, immediate, tailored, and hence impossible to avoid. For the proof-based question, our scenario requires a human marker. A student who has answered a proof-based question will take it to one of the human markers, who will mark the question together with the student, providing a high-quality one-to-one feedback. A similar and by students well-received approach we use in a first-year maths module for engineering students, so-called self-paced module. We have received money from the faculty to pay PhD students to code the questions. Talking about human markers, this is a pre-COVID scenario. Maybe we will need to revisit and rethink this part of the project. Project realization. We have recruited PhD students for the team. We have organized stack training. We have identified multivariate calculus as the most appropriate Year 1 module to start with. The lecturer, the module lead for the multivariate calculus, has selected the questions appropriate for coding, and the coders have started with coding. We use MS Teams and Teams channels for discussions and to deal with challenges on our way. The project will be piloted in the coming academic year. Where are we going with the assessment? COVID, the virus, made the assessment a must. We see increased activities around the assessment nationally and internationally. I assume we in Southampton will continue with what we have started to implement our new feedback design with other modules. There are challenges in what the assessment can do and what it still cannot do. I'm very excited about where we'll be with the assessment in 2 years' time, the time of the next EAMS conference, I hope. Is everyone happy with e-assessment provision? Let me quote Charles Babbage. Propose to an Englishman any principle or any instrument, however admirable, and you will observe that the whole effort of the English mind is directed to find a difficulty, a defect, or an impossibility in it. If you speak to him of a machine for peeling potatoes, he will pronounce it impossible. If you peel a potato with it in front of his eyes, he will declare it useless because it will not slice a pineapple. A few references that I have been used and that I'm using. And thank you for your attention.